meet you where you've been. I could show you incredible things. Magic, madness, heaven, sin. Saw you there and I thought, oh my God, look at that face. You look like my next mistake. Love's a game, wanna play. No money, student time. I can read you like a magazine. Funny, rumors fly. And I know you heard about me. So hey, let's be friends. Dying to see how this one ends. Round your passport in my hand. I can make the dark come back for a weekend. So
Whoa. Whoa.
you can tell me when it's over. The heart was worth the pain.
Oh. What's up? Jomboy and Jake Radio. It is Monday, May 14th. That is I Prevail covering Taylor Swift's Blank Space. Jake, what you think about that one?
I get why you love it now. That was your song you wanted, right?
No.
Oh. Yeah, I mean, it's bitchin'.
You like that?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, man. It was intense.
Yeah. Jordan likes
You couldn't believe they went in for it there.
No.
You thought they were going to let up and say, like, I'll write your name or Bad Boy Baby. But they went even harder. They doubled down.
Jordan likes the heavy stuff, and he's like tried to stay away from it because he knows you and I both don't enjoy it. And he's got another song, I think, like not tomorrow's or the next day's, where he says like that's the heavy one. Like you guys probably won't like it. Like, yeah, I don't get it. I don't get it.
Okay.
And like when the guy just screamed, I don't get it. It makes me laugh at them.
Right.
Which I don't think they're going for.
No, they're not going for that. They'd probably find that rude. Yeah, I went to one of those shows. One of my old coworkers, like pretty prototypical guy in the office you wouldn't think would be into that, was into that. So it was one of those things like we'd always joke about it around the office to the point where it came reality. It's like, all right, we gotta pick one of these and go. So it was at like a local bar that we all kind of knew and liked. And yeah, I mean they were just, and it's hey, at different strokes. It's a different way for people to let the lead out, man.
Yeah, I can appreciate that. Not for me.
Not for you.
Not for me. Blank Space is a great song too.
I said nothing bad about it.
Pop, great pop song. Taylor Swift knows how to write a catchy pop song. Although her recent stuff sucks, right?
Yeah, I mean, again, if something's popular enough, that's basically how music gets to me. And I haven't heard any Taylor in a while.
Me neither. How was your day yesterday?
My day yesterday, Monday, I was very tired, woke up very early, powered through the morning, started fading in the afternoon, Yanks, rain out, and really no sports. And yeah, it was kind of nice out. We were doing a lot of Yankees pod stuff. I was looking at your mug for like 3 straight hours there for a little bit. If not more. So that's plus and minus column, if you ask me. But
that was nice.
Yeah, it was. I don't know. Yesterday was. I mean, the fatigue factor is real. I'm going 5'4". Your height.
The height that I will die at.
Your height. How was your yesterday?
I think it wasn't good. I've been fighting something off, so I don't feel great. We recorded a lot, but we recorded Jomboy and Jake Radio, Laughs from the Past. Go check it out. Episode today. Sharp Stats, pregame show, and voicemail episode. Is that 6 things that I said?
Say it again.
Jomboy and Jake Radio. That's an hour.
Check.
Laughs from the past,
Check.
30 minutes, 40 minutes. Sharp stats, 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Pre-game show, 20
Yeah.
minutes. Voicemail app, 45 minutes.
Yes, sir.
5 things. I was gassed, and then there was no game yet. No game. I'm tired. I don't know, like a 4-8.
Sure. I was with you for the whole ride yesterday. We did it.
Well, I was overwhelmed
Right.
because there's a lot of other things I have to do, and then the game got rained out. The Sharks lost. Bummer of a day.
I wasn't going to bring up your Sharks, but.
It's cold here. We got like summer for like 3 days, and now it's freezing.
Oh, you got the tees, yeah.
Yeah, bullshit. You're dressed cool.
Despite everything, Jim, I tried to hold off my excitement, but it's kind of the Twitter world we live in, and it was just all Zion Knicks in my face all morning. That it hit the point where it's like, I'm going to lean into this 14% for a little bit. Might as well. And then Big Cat tweeted out a picture, or it was part of my take. They tweeted out a picture of all New York fans today, and it was wife beater, aviator glasses, and a backwards hat. And I was 50% there with 100% within arm's reach. So I was like, well, time to lean in.
Yeah.
Time to lean in. So yeah, probably freak out some of the neighbors, but yeah, going Knicks hat, glasses, first time podcasting in glasses. I guess we'll give a shout out to that whole crew. I know what PFT goes through now, the different battles. And yeah, just Knicks life.
I hate wearing sunglasses.
You're wearing regular glasses.
Yeah, these save my eyes.
Right.
I don't like wearing sunglasses though.
You ever try those transitions?
What's that mean?
The glasses that like change light and dark, but they're still your prescriptions.
No, these aren't.
It seems like birds while getting stoned.
These aren't my prescriptions. These are
right. Those are just computer glasses.
Yeah. But I live and die by these.
Contacts below those. You go double lenses every day.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
wow.
I don't have my contacts in. I can't see.
Right. Blind.
Jeez. Real bad. Let's go to the Tri-State update.
Sure.
The Yankees got rained out. They did not play a game. They had a 3-for-3 switch with Tauchman being sent down, Johnny Lasagna going to the IL, and Andujar going to the IL with who the fuck came up? Hicks got reinstated off the IL. Nestor Cortez comes up, and was there another one, Jake?
It was Cortez, Tauchman, and Hicksy.
Tauchman down, Andujar down, Lasagna down, Nestor Cortez up, Hicks up. I feel like there's a third up. No? Okay. The NBA draft lottery is today. Jake is excited. The Mets had a scheduled off day. Porzingis got beat up yesterday or 2 days ago in Latvia. We talked about this yesterday. I forgot to erase it from the Tri-State News, so I just said it again because I am Ron Burgundy. Nothing going on in the Tri-State. Nothing. Yankees didn't play. Mets didn't play. None of the other teams are in session. Lottery is just today. Nothing going on in the Tri-State. Andujar is going back down. If you're looking for our full thoughts on that, go check out the Talking Yanks episode we recorded last night. And that's all, Jake. There's nothing going on.
Yeah, no, literally no baseball except the Yankees transaction life. Doubleheader Wednesday should be that'll be something. That'll be a long day for us. But yeah, it's all Knicks. It turned into a full Knicks day. Yankees Baltimore. I mean, that's going to be a shrub life. It'll be a baseball game, but the next decade of Knicks basketball will be decided by ping pong balls. So that's how it goes.
Mm-hmm. It's exciting, though.
Yeah,
Chance Adams came up. That's why I couldn't remember. I knew there had to be a third guy that came up.
Chancey. Yeah, man. One pick elation, 2, 3 clap and a firm handshake. Let's get to work. 4 or 5 jump off the rooftop.
You're gonna jump off the rooftop
Yes.
onto a bouncy house, Michael
ground.
Scott style.
Rooftop to the ground.
How tall a rooftop we thinking?
There's a little birdhouse that's outside.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
You feel like King Kong.
Always do.
Birdhouse.
Every morning.
Oh.
Denzel Washington quote.
What's from?
King Kong ain't got nothing on me.
Is that from Training Day?
I think that's from Training Day, yeah.
If we do Denzel Washington quotes, I prefer them to be from Remember the Titans, and you know this.
Yeah, but I try to dissuade you from that because then we're 3 weeks go by and it's straight. It's like Remember the Titan boot camp.
Yeah, I haven't done that. It's been a while.
Like we're already back in. I just mentioned Denzel, and I think we're back in.
We might have to go back in. It was around June last year. I watched it on the flight from Utah to New Jersey, and yeah, we got 3 straight months of me referencing or sneaking Remember the Titans quotes in scenes into every conversation I had.
Yeah.
Need to watch it again.
It just comes at you from a lot of specific angles. Like obviously there's Denzel, and then there's Bertier. There's like Bertier getting injured. There's Bertier and Julius' relationship. The little girl you're a full-on sucker for.
Yep.
All the bad stuff in the movie. So it's normally like we hit a touch point in a movie and there's like that one point and we're like, oh yeah, that links up. But it's like a circle of life for you once you get in that spiral. And I think we're just back in it now. I think this was it.
I might put it on while I edit today just to refresh my brain.
Oh no.
It's a great movie.
Great movie. All time.
Let's go to the national update.
Natties. Jimmy, some NBA coaching stuff went down. We missed the Lakers hiring Frank Vogel over the weekend, and they made him hire Jason Kidd as an assistant coach, which is like, hey, if you're pushing so hard for that, just make him the coach. 76ers are going to keep Brett Brown and his tasty Maine accent to run it back with the Sixers for another year. We'll see who's back with them. Juwan Howard interviewing for the Minnesota job. I know that's big for you, Jimmy. Jim, a little Broncos. We don't get a lot of Broncos talk on here. Footsteps Flacco saying not his job to groom second-round pick Drew Lock. Tiger and his girlfriend are being sued over a wrongful death over a bartender at the restaurant. Jim, I looked into this, but we got to talk. And I don't know, it's just really all about the lottery.
A lot of stuff you threw out here that I had no idea about that I'm very interested in.
So
actually, two things.
Okay, what are the 2 things?
Flacco and Tiger.
Okay, so let's do the Tiger thing now. Because at first I almost didn't want to click it. Because, Jim, everything didn't match up. So, we've got one of the big golf tournaments coming up this weekend.
We're talking about Tiger Woods here, not a tiger, right?
Not an actual tiger.
Okay.
If you were that's our mistake if you were thinking that.
Yeah.
The PGA Championship is this weekend, so that's fun. We like a good golf tournament. Bethpage Black Classic. But so I was wondering, I was like, okay, there's a Tiger Woods and his girlfriend being sued for wrongful death story right before the PGA, but it's not like a top story. ESPN has it as like their 6th story. And as we all saw when Tiger won the Masters, if Tiger does something, it's the #1 story, especially if death is involved. So I looked into it, and so his girlfriend, who manages like Tiger's restaurants or something like that, I guess what they're saying is, so one of the bartenders died drunk, crashed, like triple the legal limit. So you're like, okay. And so in the article, it's like, yeah, and Tiger and his girlfriend were there drinking a couple days before.
Yeah. So they're saying that he was overserved. Tiger knew, or reasonably should have known, that Immesberger was habitually addicted to the use of any or all alcoholic beverages and or was a habitual drunkard. It is unclear if Woods or Herman was at the restaurant. My response. So they're trying to say that they didn't stop this dude from drinking too much and driving, right?
Jimmy, no. Tiger and his wife were there in the restaurant supposedly like 3 days before this. And they're saying them drinking there triggered him to start drinking again. A, we don't even know if Tiger and his girlfriend were there. B, it's not the same time as the accident. And C, if this guy is a known drinker alcoholic, then aren't we all responsible? If the family knew this, aren't they just as responsible?
Yeah, it's sad. It's sad that these people, their son died, and instead of mourning him, and they're just trying to turn it into a cash grab.
Exactly. Like maybe there is a 1% world where Tiger was in there after the Masters, and the guy was like, "Oh no, sir, I don't drink." And Tiger's like, "I'm Tiger Woods. You'll have a drink with me." And he got him like back on the drinking ship. But I don't think that happened. This does just seem like
it's a cash grab. I mean, if replace Tiger and his girlfriend with a non-rich man and woman that did the same thing, would they be being sued? No, because they're not worth millions of dollars. So just that's sad. That's sad that they lost their son / loved one, and sad that they're turning it into a cash grab instead of just mourning that loss. That's
and like how much being a celebrity sucks.
That is true.
Well,
what about if you're a sucky celebrity like Flacco, who said these quotes that I don't know the context to, but seems like something unnecessary to say. Not my job to mentor the young kid.
Jim, that's exactly what I was going to say. There's a chance these are very out of context, which, I mean, hey, welcome to the media. But, I mean, all the ESPN people are coming out and saying it. But, yeah, I just don't even get how you can get to that point and be like, why don't you just say a general thing like, hey, I'm going out here and I want to win this job, and if I could teach Drew Lock a couple things along the way to make this team better, I'm going to do that. Like, why can't you just spit out the generic statement here? I don't get it.
His full statement is, Joe Flacco's full statement is, listen, I have so many things to worry about. I'm trying to go out there and play the best football of my life. As far as a time constraint and all of that stuff, I'm not worried about developing guys or any of that. That is what it is. I hope he does well. I don't look at that as my job. My job is to go win football games for this football team, which is true. I mean, that is
right.
But no need to vocalize it and say, hey, we have great quarterback coaches. They're going to help develop him, and they're going to help me do what I have to do to win this game. And if I can work with him along the way, then that'll be great too.
Yeah, you just have to know. It's his 12th year in the league for Flacco. Like, you just have to know. You can't say those words. You have to spin it and be like, I'm out here wanting to win games, and we're going to work together as a quarterback room. Like, quarterback room is a great term to drop. And and say, yeah, if I see something out there that we can take advantage of as a team, I'm going to talk about that with Drew and our quarterback's coach, blah, blah, blah. Like, you just have to give the BS answer there. Joey Flacco.
Does he have a reputation for being
big year coming,
difficult or any? I don't know his reputation.
I don't think it's difficult. I mean, I think his reputation's a little boring. I mean, I know when
J.A. Happ of quarterbacks.
I don't know about that. I just think it's. I mean, he's a first-round pick quarterback that took over the reins, won a Super Bowl, got the biggest payday ever at the time. And I just think the world comes at you differently from age 22 to 34 than it does for a lot of people. So, like, I don't think Joe Flacco's like a dick or anything, but I think it's kind of like deer in the headlights talking to the press, like, no, the Broncos got me to be their quarterback. I'm going to try to win games.
You know what I like to think? I like to think he hates the reporter that asked this question, and it was really just an answer because he hates. You know how you can have an answer to 99%, but if that one person asks you that you don't like, you just give them the other answer because you want to bother them.
Right.
What if that was this reporter? Like every other person that asked him, Flacco's like, yeah, we're gonna work together. It's gonna be great. Like, I'll probably learn something from him in the process as well. It'll be wonderful. But this one reporter is just a fucking pest, just an annoyance. He just hates him. He's like, so Joe, how do you feel that your main priority now is to mentor Drew Lock? And Flacco responds with this answer.
Dude,
like, fuck that guy.
Know what the other thing is? It's like it's a trap life, man. Like because I almost said what you just said. I almost said if I see something out there, I'll teach Drew, and if maybe he'll see something out there, he'll teach me. If you say that, they run with that quote, like Joe Flacco looking to learn stuff from the rookie quarterback, fart noise, brr. And it's like, so maybe they just like hit a point where they've done all that media and they're like, I really don't care.
I think that players have to fully not care what gets written because it's such nonsense. It's such nonsense. I was perusing headlines to try and find some tri-state news, and one I found was like it was funny. It's not actually the greatest example of this, but it's like, was Clint Frazier to blame for the rain out? I hope this isn't a Cuddy article. Why Yankees Clint Frazier is thinking he may be the reason for Monday's postponement. I was like, what? What is this? No, it's not a Cuddy article. Good, but all it is like Clint walked the outfield and he said it was terrible, so he went back and told Boone like, we can't play in that, and then Boone went out there and looked at it and agreed. It's like, okay, you know what? I do like that article. I like the insight into like what goes on. But the headline threw me for a loop. Anything can get turned bad.
It's those blurred lines. I know you want it.
That song kind of was like the tipping point of like, are we allowed to be creepy anymore? And everyone okayed it for about 6 months. And then I think the backlash came like, no, this is so creepy.
It was okay until him and his wife like got in trouble there. Like his wife dumped them because they were just having sex on every set.
Yeah, then you see the video and you're like, oh, the video was just topless girls running around.
You're the finest girl in this place. What's that guy's name? Robin Thicke. Thicke, that's right.
Is the son of Mr. Thicke.
Big fan of the dad.
Yeah.
He had that classic 50s, 60s sex pot look going.
Blurred lines. Played at a lot of weddings I just filmed.
I know you want it. Emily Ratajkowski. That was her kickoff.
Yeah, dancing around topless in the music video.
One day.
That'll be it. Got anything else, Jake?
Yeah, some basketball coaching stuff. The Brett Brown stuff was a little surprising. The Sixers are going to keep him. It'll be interesting to see if everyone comes back. Kind of hoping they do. The Lakers thing is a mess. Frank Vogel, not as sexy as he used to be, still has some street cred and used to coach. But the Lakers' big thing was whatever coach they hired, Jason Kidd had to be one of their assistants. And it's just like, well, I just really think midway through the season, LeBron's going to say he hates me, and you're going to make Jason Kidd the head coach.
If that happens, everyone saw it coming. If Jason Kidd was already part of the organization, this makes a ton of sense. Like,
right.
when Boone got the managerial job, they said Larry's not leaving. Like, you can choose whatever coaching staff you want, but Larry is the pitching coach. He is staying. If that was the case here, then that's fine. But to choose your assistant coach first, and then if you're Jason Kidd, why aren't you mad? Like, if you like me so much, just make me the coach, dicks.
Yeah. Like, if we're going to do this whole thing, like, how about just make me the coach and you can pick my assistants? How about that deal?
And if you're Vogel, how are you going to trust Jason Kidd?
You don't. You never do. You're literally walking around like Julius Caesar, except knowing what happens.
That's bizarre, man. That's stupid.
Stupid.
It's being dumb.
What are your thoughts on the lottery, just in general? Like, just I know you're not the biggest NBA guy, and I know like not the actual sex appeal of watching the bouncing balls, but do you kind of like the system and like what's happening, or?
This is the first time this system. I like the percentages. I think they make sense the way they have them set up this year.
Okay.
If that's the case, I think everyone that doesn't make the playoffs, even odds. That would save tanking, but it would keep some teams in the dumps for a while.
Yeah, I mentioned that as my half dream because you'd have some cool situations. You'd have like a young building team that just missed the playoffs. Instead of them having like the 11th pick, they could get the 1 pick and become like the next great team. The only downside I've thought of, because there really is no perk to tanking, would be that teams fighting for the 8-7 seed might want to actually miss the playoffs because instead of getting killed by the 1 or 2 team, they get another lottery pick. So that's where it starts to get tricky.
Yeah,
but I mean,
the lottery pick odds would be so low with that many teams involved that I don't think.
And I guess that would be more of a GM thing and not an owner thing. Because if you're an owner and you could get those playoff games, you're gonna do it. So I don't know. I like it. I mean, I think it's one of those things that would never happen, but I think it would be fun.
Yeah.
And life's about having fun.
I like that the bottom 3 teams have a 50% shot to get the bottom 3 picks.
Yeah.
I think that's fair. So it plays out. Whenever they change the rules, it seems like they get exploited right away. Like some loophole comes up right away.
And that's the only thing that's scary because, on Talking Knicks, we've been doing the Tankathon website. And the only thing that's different is that all the percentages are so low that the teams outside of the real top part of the lottery like have an actual chance. Like I just hit the Tankathon thing and New Orleans and Memphis jump 6 spots each to go from, instead of being 6 and 7, New Orleans and Memphis have the 1 and 2 pick, which like, again, I know this is a website, but it's a website that just plugged in the odds and is running it. And like this year, it feels like there's a real chance. Like normally when they do the lottery shows, because I would watch those because I'm a loser. Like basically they do the first like bottom 8 teams in the lottery and they just flip it over and it's like, yeah, you were 14th, you're 14th. You were 13th, you're 13th. And then once it starts to get 7 to 8, it started getting interesting because the odds were that teams could sneak into the top 3. So it kind of got fun then because then they'd flip the card and like if it wasn't that team, you knew they were in the top 3. So that was actually a pretty cool moment.
How soon can the 1 pick get picked?
So the Knicks, well, what do you mean? Like the Knicks odds or the 1 pick in the draft?
In the lottery, at what point is the 1 up for grabs? The bottom 10 teams?
I think it's every team technically, but yeah, it's the 12, 13, and 14 teams in the lottery. So the teams that just missed the playoff They have a 1% chance at the number 1 overall pick.
So if like the 14th round pick, they pick out the ball and it's the 1% hits and it's the 1 seed, how much of a shit show is that?
For the NBA, it's a huge shit show.
Is that a problem?
It depends who gets the pick. If it's a team like, so let's look who's down here. So like Charlotte. Charlotte just missed the playoff. It's kind of this meh franchise. They're talking about if they're going to re-sign Kemba. If they got the 1 pick and like they get Zion, like, hey, that'd be really cool for Charlotte. And everyone around the NBA would just be like, okay, what the fuck? Like,
well, does the NBA happy? Like, see, tanking's not worth it.
I don't think the NBA is happy because at the end of the day, the NBA is still a business. So, like, if Miami or the Lakers, like the Lakers have a 2% chance at the number 1 pick. If the Lakers in that 2% were to somehow hit, it would probably be great long-term for the NBA because you get Zion in the purple and gold. But, I mean, you have conspiracy theories coming out. The other teams just hate you. So, I mean, it really is insane that, like, this is how it works. But I don't know, man.
It's tough for me because I would usually be rooting for mayhem, but I'm really hoping the Knicks get what they want for talking Knicks' sake.
Well, and that's the thing. And as you know, I've done enough losing money at casinos to know, like, 14%, I'm not banking on the 1 pick. But I mean, the odds start to scare you when it's 52. The Knicks are 52.1%. They have a top 4 pick. And then it's 48% that they have the 5th pick. So, like, when my ears hear that, I say, okay, I'm getting the 5th pick. So I don't know, man.
But don't the other 3 teams have the same odds for that?
Yeah, it's just,
and not all can get the 5th pick.
All the odds are so slim, and I know, like, statistics and analytics, and I can only wrap my head around so much of it. But, like, there are 6 teams that have between a 9% and 14% chance at the 1 pick, which, I mean, those odds are so similar. Like, so I don't know, man. We could see some serious chaos tonight. I'm just top 3, and I'll be happy. If we could go to Zion land, I mean, I will be a crazy person for a little bit. Right. Still am.
That's the half. Got any halftime update for everyone?
Just a little bit of honesty. I let a little fart.
When?
Like right when you blew the whistle. Like my mic might have picked it up a little bit, so I'd rather get it out there than put up a big fight. I'm sorry. Some eggs and coffee. That's too much. I don't know, man. Looks like a nice day in Denver. Feel like we took the big recording bite out of the elephant yesterday. When you really look back, I mean, we were in front of the mics for what, 5 hours, something like that.
A lot of time.
And that comes without all the other stuff around it. The Yankees game getting rained out was a little bit of a blessing last night. But yeah, I think I'm doing all right. I mean, it's one of those days. Jim, this is kind of good because, like, my eyes and mind are set on like 8:30 Eastern Standard Time all day. But it's not like a nervous thing. It's not like, like wild card Yankees game. Because it's not like, holy smokes, my heart is going to be on the line for 3 hours, blah, blah, blah. It's like, well, there's going to be some ping pong balls, and it could be cool or it could suck. Back to you in the booth, Rick.
Yeah. My only halftime insight is that Artie Cruz wrote water is for cowards into the chat, and I'm happy with myself that I haven't said it. I'm part of the show yet.
Water is for cowards.
Let's go to the news. There's some good news stories today.
Okay.
I read the news today, oh boy, and though the news was rather sad, well, I just had to laugh.
Well, it's 6 o'clock. Time for the news.
An Arkansas woman gets 15 years for posing as a sheriff and releasing her boyfriend from jail. King Mswati III of Swaziland has 15 wives, Jake, and he has ordered all the men in his country to marry more than 2 wives or face jail. 6 of the 11 rhesus monkeys that were successfully implanted with human brain genes have died. How fucked up is being a scientist? Hundreds of people were evacuated from an Australian college library because of the smelly and durian fruit. They got to go. And a Tajik carpenter makes a full-size wartime tank, and a YouTuber who posed as a Walmart supervisor and walked around firing people faces criminal charges. Lot of stuff.
Yeah, dude, the scientist thing, I mean, you almost have to put them in the same bucket as like doctors. Like doctors see so much bad stuff and they're like trying their hardest, doing their best. Scientists have to have that, but like almost more, because it's like, hey, we're trying something with these monkeys that hopefully can be for the better good 100 years from now. But we just killed a bunch of monkeys.
I mean, yeah, putting human brains in monkeys. What are you doing?
What could go wrong? Oh, they died.
They all died. It turns out they needed monkey brains, which is a really good dessert.
Dude, there's this place couple blocks over. It's got kind of a weird inside. It's all like it's like all wood, but not cabin wood, not like beach wood, but like it's like a forest environment in the restaurant. And dude, their monkey brains, oh my God. It was the first time I ever had monkey brains. So good.
First time ever.
Yeah, man.
Crazy. I just Googled monkey brains, and there's one restaurant that serves them in like a cup that looks like a monkey, and you're eating out of the top of their skull, and that's like, I don't like that at all. At all. But yeah, in home ec, 7th grade, Jake, my cooking partners were I apologize if I say the wrong term here, to my sister Elizabeth, who works with these fine young children, the special ed, special needs. I mean, Garrett had Down syndrome. He's my good friend, but he was my cooking buddy. And then there's a couple others, and I couldn't eat any of the food we made because they just drooled, and they're, not the cleanliness that you want. And like the aide, who was an adult, told me, like, don't eat this. So I would go home, I'd bring the recipes home, and I'd make them. And if I wanted to like make it, like look, Mom, I learned how to make this. And make it at home. And monkey brains was one of the things. So like 7th grade, Jimmy made monkey brains a lot at home, probably like 5 to 10 times. Yeah, it's pretty easy. But
holy smokes,
monkey brains are delicious.
Yeah, man, I wish I could go back and look at the tape of myself in 7th grade home ec. Because I was just
fucking all the donuts and shit like that.
No, I didn't care about my downstairs. Well, I did a little bit, but not in home ec. But like, I was the kid that was like, I don't know, like how, like not in a trying to be a class clown way. Like it would be like me and my partner, and I'd be like, how much soap do you think we could put in here and still eat these? Like I was that kid, and not in a showy way, like just curiosity and cats a little bit. What'd you just look at on your internet? Because you're just giving me an ugly page right now.
The monkey brain Google image goes from the delicious, tasty dessert to monkey brains rather quickly.
Did you click the actual monkey brain article?
No. Should I?
They were reporting improved brain activity to become more intelligent. 6 of the monkeys died. Something about maturation.
It just seems a lot like the monkeys didn't ask for this.
I don't think the monkeys inquire for this. Aren't rhesus monkeys like famous? for something.
I think the brain surgeries. I have no idea, Jake. What about this?
I'll text Dev Apps about it. Okay.
Here's a ignorant, rooted white American thing to say. King Mswati III of Swaziland sounds like something in a children's book. Like,
Yeah,
it
a little
sounds
bit.
like he crosses Rainbow Bridge to get to Lollipop Land
Ooh, yikes.
of Swaziland. Well, he's got 15 wives,
Look at
Jake, and
that.
he's all right. He's ordering the men in his country to marry more than 2 wives or face jail. How many men do you think have faced jail? Like, no, I only want 1.
I don't know. It kind of moves into the stand. You've probably got a couple like true love believers. You've got a couple guys that are like in their heart of hearts, they have one true love and it's beautiful. They'd rather go to jail than bring in another wife. You've probably got a couple kind of lazy guys, or kind of the stand-up routine that's like, you go from being young and, wanting to spit game with multiple girls till you get older and you're like, one is more than enough. I don't want to. You probably got a couple guys that are like that are like, dude, I barely want 1 wife. You're like, no way I'm doing 2.
I'm with you. Listen to the spin on this.
Okay.
The king noted that there are many more women than men in Swaziland, which he says is a very serious problem because the women cannot be cared for if there's not enough men for all of them to have husbands. So he has called for all men in the country to marry at least 5 wives, and the government assured the men that it would pay for the marriage ceremonies and buy houses for them.
I mean, buying houses for them. I'm all in.
He warned that any man or woman who opposes this decision will face a life sentence.
Know what the problem is? Like, you said the nice stuff, and you're like, okay, like if he's trying to,
I left out a line that was not nice.
if you're trying to like, actually revitalize the country or something like that, okay, sure. But this seems like a 10-year from now problem where you have these guys trying to help and be a part of their 10 families with 3 kids each. And I don't see them being great fathers. I'm sorry.
They have the opposite problem in Japan, where there's too many men.
Yeah, we just got to link up Japan and Swaziland.
Yeah.
We just solved the world. Throw a couple rhesus monkeys in there just for shits because they're in every experiment.
That was rude, Jake.
Don't breed with them. No, I wasn't saying breed with them. I was just saying get them involved.
They just clap in the background.
Each family has to have one as a pet.
Oh, wow. Because they don't have, because their human brains don't work.
Yeah, I didn't say that part.
So anyway, the weird part is that the king of Swazi, he's worried that there's going to be so many virgins. There's not enough men for women. That's his main concern here, I think.
Yeah, are things really good in Swaziland if this is the biggest concern right now?
I mean, you want to be a king of a bunch of virgins? That's like king of the nerds.
Yeah. Not for nothing, Jim.
Yeah.
And I'm not talking, okay. I was going to say, how well would I do in this culture, which with what we've just discussed would come off a little off-putting. I'm just looking at the images of this guy. His outfit coming off the plane, I mean, is my dream outfit.
Yeah.
Like, their formal wear is sleeveless shirts.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of loincloths and big necklaces, too.
Just airing it out.
All the women are topless all the time.
Are they?
Yeah. Just Google image Swaziland.
Oh, the ones in the picture are not.
Well,
Swaziland. Flights to Swaziland. Thought I'd get you with that.
That was a good joke. Yeah, they're all topless. We have any like 12-year-old boys listening to that? Like, which one?
We're gonna get broken in.
I guess that's not a thing anymore with the internet being so open. Like when we were 12, to find topless boob pictures, there was like Google didn't exist, so you had to know where you were going.
Right. Yeah, they are topless, huh?
Yeah, topless.
Huh.
I know it's fucked up, but the picture of him sitting at like the United Nations meeting, and everyone is in suits and he's in his loincloth. And I bet loincloth is a derogatory term that I shouldn't be saying anyway, but it's just funny. Sorry. Hundreds of people were evacuated from this Australian college because of the smelly durian fruit, Jake. It smells like a gas, like methanol or something like that. It's like foul.
Wow. Where is this?
Australia.
Never been.
Yeah, lived there. Never had durian fruit. I think durian fruit's like it smells. It's like it's so gross. The people that like it are in like durian fruit clubs. They're like they have meetups and
Okay.
hangouts. Like, hey, it's like I'm trying to think of an example.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of the U.S. I'm trying to think of the U.S. food world. He said, like I'm trying to picture a public place and someone pulls something out of their lunch bag and you're like, oh my god, that smells. I'm trying to think of like what are the rules? Bananas?
Old bananas smell.
Okay, so someone's eating an old banana next to you.
Yeah.
Like I feel like we're missing something. Like I guess if someone brings like a fish dish to lunch that's got a pretty good smell.
Yeah, if you have an office space and someone uses the microwave to heat up their leftover fish from the day before, that's fucked up.
I don't know.
Yeah, that's not good office etiquette.
Swaziland.
Anyway.
Durian fruit.
Yeah. Smelled up the library. They thought it was like a gas leak. No, someone's just eating durian fruit.
Oh my god. I just saw the picture of the durian fruit. It looks like a fruit with organs in it.
Yeah, are these the fruits that can fall out of the sky and kill you?
I think so. They look pretty sharp. They look like a coconut with spikes. They look like a blowfish fish that was turned into a fruit.
Yeah, I think that like in Thailand or someplace they've killed people. They fall and hit you in the head. Yeah. Yeah, on March 16th in Bali, an elderly woman named Ni Wayin Per, age 80, oh man, was killed when a huge durian tree fell on her house. Jesus.
Yikes.
This is a messed up. It's just a whole list of people that died via durian fruit. And like this guy just hung himself on a durian tree. That doesn't count. Don't pin that on the durian fruit. Jeez. All right, you want to move on? Can we move on to this YouTube prankster who dressed up like a Walmart supervisor, walked around Walmart with a clipboard, like telling employees they were doing a horrible job and firing them for a YouTube prank video? Nothing makes me more mad than when unfunny people need to be mean to other people. That's the only way they can find humor. It's so easy.
Right.
It's so easy to be mean to other people for a joke.
Oh yeah.
Anyone can do it.
I've heard you tell someone they suck all the time.
It's the lowest hanging fruit. It's so easy. So fuck this person. I hope they get in trouble. Dude, I mean, they made like this old woman cry because they fired her from her Walmart job.
Yeah, I mean that's really mean. Killer prank, man.
Right? Like, is that even a like? If that's a prank, you have to immediately, like right away, as soon as they get impacted emotionally by what you just did, just joking, blah blah blah. Here's $100, like on camera. But it seems like they let it linger, and fuck that.
Nice.
It's just really not creative. Let's go ruin people's days. That'll be funny. Be funny without ruining people's days. It's hard, Jake, because you and I, when we do like go to spring training and do like the man on streets, or when we went to like Detroit spring training,
right?
We're like thinking of funny ideas, and all the first ones you think of involve being mean to the other person. And you're
Right. It's
"No,
like
I
flipping
don't."
it on their head or doing even like going to Red Sox spring training and, talking about someone who's not on their team and being like, oh, gotcha.
Yeah, like
It's
Jimmy
just like-
Kimmel does. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
A little late. It's lazy.
yeah, it's too easy. So their names are Lauren Love and Joel Ashley.
Don't give him any credit.
Go do porn. Your name's already Lauren Love.
Ooh.
You're like 1 million subscribers.
Well, now they're going to have 1 million and 2 because we just gave them free advertisements, Jim.
Fuck. I hate dual crime scenes. Did we miss anything? See, this other woman, she posed as a sheriff to get her boyfriend out of jail. Now that's on the that's on the jail. That's not on her. That's not on her. That's where it gets tricky.
There are some gray areas and blurred lines that I think we need to sift out at a certain point.
Oh, this other story is that this dude from Tajik, I guess, he made a tank, like his own personal tank. And I just think, go check on what that guy wants to do with his tank. Make sure it's he doesn't have any bad intentions.
Seats 5. Yeah, I mean, you know what? I guess there's a world where I'm kind of cool with this if, like, you know how people work on old cars and that's their thing? Like, if you want to do that with the tank, that's fine, but, like, the government gets to come through and make sure your gun doesn't work on the tank.
Just know you're being checked in on.
Like,
The last thing you want is for some terrible news story to happen and say, remember that guy who built his own tank?
Actually, you know what? Remember how we said it? We said it a couple weeks ago. Like, the actual feeling of being scared and how much that sucks. Like, if your neighbor has a tank, you don't ever really feel safe. Even if he's your buddy, you just see the tank in their yard and you're like, this is a bad time. So no tank.
Joe, why'd you build that tank?
Hey, Joe, it's just us, the Millers, and you on the cul-de-sac, and you have a military-grade tank.
3 people were found impaled on crossbow arrows in a Bavarian B&B, Jake. Any interest in that?
Braun just walked into Winterfell. He walked into Bavaria, too.
Yeah. Artie Cruz says, I remember a Sports Illustrated article in like 06 or 07 where he addressed it and said, oh, they're having their own chat, their own convo in the chat. They're talking about Pujols doing steroids. You think he ever did steroids, Jake?
Why not?
Do you think you've ever unknowingly done steroids or knowingly?
No, I wish.
All right.
Bet of the day, it's the bet of the day. Bet of the day, bet of the day.
Bet of the day, it's the bet of the day. Jakey made a big mistake yesterday. Tried to go dip his toe into the MLB pool, and the water was too cold. The Astros destroyed the Tigers, unlike what he predicted. He's now 0-1 in his last one, but his NBA record is still amazing. Does this scare him back to the NBA? Jake?
Well, James, I have an NBA lean, but I have a safer bet.
Okay.
If you're going NBA tonight, I think you take Portland plus 7.5, just because this is like one of their biggest games in history, and that's a lot of points. So I'd like to think they give the Warriors a game, but that's not as safe as this one. Jim, I threw a Hail Mary out there with the baseball, kind of a little bit of a heat check, trying to make the people extra money. Didn't work out, and that's fine. Jim, I'm going Hurricanes tonight. It's minus 115, so it's like 20 to win 18 or so, something like that. It's nothing crazy, but I think it's just a winner. I I think the Bruins are good, and but this is playoff hockey. We're Eastern Conference Finals. Boston took care of business in Boston. I think they're coming to it, Carolina. And if you lose this game, you lose the series. And I think Carolina comes out and wins tonight.
So you got the Canes.
Got the Canes.
Jakey, about to make a big.
Ooh.
You have a very anti-Boston lean that you cannot escape from ever. So I can't. I rarely side with you when you use Boston.
Yeah, it's rude if there's like a good bet out there, because then I can just come back to tomorrow and be like, that's a good bet, and that's what I'm going to be saying, folks.
You said you said that with so little confidence. Bruins have been crushing them.
Yeah, but the coach had the whole shit sandwich quote. They're going back home. It's playoff hockey, and if they don't get this one, the series is absolutely over. So their fans are sitting in lawn chairs outside watching games. Like, I just can't take anything they're doing seriously. Wow, snobby Sharks fan over here.
Just saying, man, it just doesn't match up with my brain.
Okay.
I think the Bruins, they're going to sweep, and then they're going to have to wait it out, and then they're going to lose because they had to wait so long.
The old too much rest theory.
Yeah. It's true in baseball.
Well, I don't know. The Blues are a pretty good team, though, so we'll see.
Did you hear Verlander just say that that's why the Tigers lost in 2006 and 2012? Because they swept the ALCS and had to wait a full 7 days before the World Series?
Yeah, I mean, that's ridiculous.
That is crazy that they had to wait 7 full days.
Because, I mean, think of the stuff you have to do. You have to figure out, like, throwing days, and you're not sure when because you don't know when the other series is going to end, right?
You almost have to bring up a AAA, like your AAA guys, and play against them.
Yeah, you got to scrimmage or something. Yeah, because, I mean, basketball, football, obviously, and hockey are so much more physically exerting. Pitching in baseball, you can get a leg up if you could get a couple more days rest, but not really during the playoffs. So, I mean, I'm not going to give it fully to Verlander, but
then some people were running the numbers, and it was all made sense. Like, it was like, yeah, most teams that have the bigger layoff lose, and especially that big of a layoff in baseball. You for 170 games, you played like without the biggest break you get is 1 day, right. And then to go 7 days without seeing live pitching, and then play the World Series, like that is crazy,
bizarre.
Yeah. Someone told you to take your sunglasses off. You're inside.
They obviously didn't hear the whole thing, and the Knicks clearly need to change things up. So no.
No, yeah. You missed it, CN. You missed it. Seems like that's the end of the show. We thank you guys for listening. We'll be back tomorrow. We're going to listen to this bad song. No. I said that. Oh, shit. I said that on the way out. We're going to listen to the real version, Jake. Remember?
Right.
But Taylor Swift's music is blocked from everywhere, so I got to go to YouTube and pull it up here and skip all the beginning. There you go. All right. See you guys. Have a good day. Go Yanks. This is a cool music video.